الرحيم الحمد لله نحمد ونشكر ونستعين ونستهدي ونؤمن به إن من يهده فلا مضل له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We give thanks and praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has made us to witness this new Ramadan. We appreciate him for this great favor he has conferred on you and I. We ask him to continue to be alive to witness more of this on the head surface. Today we will be discussing a very vital issue which we center around the Adab Siyam. Adab Siyam, that is etiquette of fasting. As we all know that today being the first day of Ramadan, that every Muslim is engaged. Every Muslim is taking part in the fasting rite. We need to know the do's and don'ts. We need to know what is expected of you and I, so that we maximize the benefit in this noble month of Ramadan. Because according to the scholar, they said, Man amalan amalan bila ilmi yusidu after man yuslih. The scholar said that anyone who uphold any deeds or any action without knowledge of the do's and don'ts will, corrupt or will destroy more of his action than, reaping the fruit of his labor. Is going to be a loser. That is why in Islam, knowledge, experience comes before practice. We need to know what are the do's and don'ts, the etiquettes of our fasting. One, the fasting is a mandate, is compulsory on every believing Muslim who is mature, who is sane, who is intellectual, as mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 103, that kutiba alaykum siyam, that fasting is made compulsory upon you, so that you have the piety of Almighty Allah. But the first thing we need to know about the do's and don'ts, the ethics of fasting, is one, intention. A Muslim who wants to engage in fasting must have a sound intention, that is a niyyah. This intention is what you should possess. And how do we have intention? Intention has to do with our mindset. It's not what we utter from the mouth, with the mouth. It's not through verbal expression. It's a mindset. It has to do with your mind, mindful preparation, as said by the Prophet that in Hadith an-Nawawi, that إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّ لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. For every actions we depending on intention. So every action a Muslim wants to engage in, the intention must be there. And the intention must be that I want to engage in fasting for either 29 days or 30 days, and to maximize Allah's profit, to serve Allah alone. So it's very essential for every Muslim. Secondly, this fasting, Muslims should also engage in what we call a sahur. Sahur is one of the etiquettes, like what we call down meal. And the sahur, as mentioned by the Prophet, that every Muslim should engage in sahur. At least the sahur should be delayed. Should be delayed at the late part of the midnight, like around 5 o'clock or 5:10. And the sahur is timing. We should eat within the time schedule. And at this point in time, sahur at least should be between 5 o'clock till around 5:30 or 5:35. Our sahur is valid. And that's that. Prophet told us that that's a haru. Sahur baraka is a Muslim. You should take your sahur, your down meal. For this down meal, there is barakah, that means Allah's blessing therein. And thirdly, the fasting, Muslims should also engage in what we call al-iftar. Iftar is what we call the breaking of our fasting. For every Muslim who engage in fasting, the iftar should be done in evening time, where as in at the sun sets, the sunset, and that is when Maghrib is fast approaching. So you should engage in your iftar. And if the iftar also have its etiquette, one of the basic etiquette of iftar is encouraging that Muslims should take fruit. Fruit is the best. Fruit is having a more a priority than every other uh, um, items. But if you cannot get fruit like dabidum, dates, like ajwa, like grape, like orange, and banana, and the likes. And aside that, if fruit is not available, it's also encouraged that we take water because Rasulullah is found in most of the hadith that Prophet break his fast, discontinue his fast with fruits like ajwa, like dates or dabidon. Then another thing we also need to understand in our fasting is that this iftar, if we want to do it, we are advised as Muslims to hasten our iftar. I mean, to do our iftar as early as possible. We shouldn't delay it. We shouldn't delay it till it's going to be very dark, even midnight. No, we should make it as early as the sun is what set. Then, one of the major etiquettes of fasting is what we call to ease all our affairs, to make every engagement so light for ourselves. How do I mean by this? As a Muslim, you should limit stress in Ramadan. You should limit your workload. You should limit your engagement. You should limit your assignment. You should reduce it so that you'll be able to do a lot of meritorious deeds, a lot of good deeds, like reciting the Quran, like Yamule, like Taraweeh and the likes. Then in our iftar as well, the other thing we also need to take note of as Muslim, as etiquette of fasting, is conditionalities. There are some certain conditions that Muslims need to know. And one of the conditions is when you are sick as a Muslim, you are not allowed to fast, but you have to repay the fast later. And when you're traveling, breastfeeding, you are an aged person, and you have a health issue as a Muslim, you should leave fasting. It is only allowed for an aged person or an aged person to feed to feed the fasting Muslim fellow, feed them, give them food, to replace your home and fasting. So then, another we also need to know in fasting and the etiquette of fasting is we need to know the rules and verdicts about fasting. For example, is it allowed for a Muslim to take injection? Is it allowed for a Muslim to take drip? Is it allowed for a Muslim to taste, like a wife, a housewife, to taste and stew and the like, or a menstruating woman, or a Muslim can it do ijama? Can a Muslim also, who is having some fast that he has not paid the whole fast? How does he repay his fast? That etiquette, they are knowledge based that Muslims need to know about fasting. So here, at this point in time, due to time constraint, and another thing we also need to know in fasting is a Muslim should try as much as possible to be disciplined, to be patient. When you are being provoked, the least you should say is, in a saw him, I am fasting. You're not allowed to fast to abuse. You're not allowed to engage in fighting and the likes. We bring the material and listen, we are passed across to you. May Allah make it as an act of worship to add it to the weight of our deeds, good deeds, both in this life and the life to come, and accept our fasting from us and make us reap the fruit of our labor and make us to witness more fasting on this earth of faith. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.